Well, good afternoon, everybody. Just got to clear my throat a little bit. No cough, no sneezes, no problems that I know of. Temperature is good. This is Brian McIntyre, Two Rivers Outreach, and going live here. And oh, let me take this darn thing off. I took this thing off yesterday when I did the podcast, and I dropped my hearing aid, and I left it on the desk, and then I got home and I thought, oh my God, I lost the hearing aid. Here we go, a couple $1,000s. Oh my God. Well, anyway, I found it when I came in this morning. So, or actually, I didn't find it. A good friend of mine happened to stop by and found it. Well, anyway, what's going on in this cat's life is nothing but changes, changes, changes. We're in a unique worldwide situation, and I've got to adjust my sales as the way things are that I can do nothing about, because I really realize that I'm powerless over other people, places, and things. But it's been pointed out to me, and I've resisted it for so long because part of the change thing, as an alcoholic addict, the change for me is real hard. And but I've made a significant change already today. I'm now taking PayPal. I'm also taking credit cards so that we can keep this thing where it needs to be and be able to provide services for those that can pay and for those that can't. We'll work with you. So we'll do whatever we can do to help you out. Um, Interesting enough, I was looking at the daily reflection this just a little bit ago, and it says accepting of humanness. We finally saw that the inventory should be ours, not the other man's. So we admitted our wrongs, honestly became willing to set these matters straight. Well, doing that fourth step inventory for this guy was really difficult. And uh, I'm in a meeting one time, and uh, it was the topic of the fourth step, doing this fearless moral inventory, having a look at myself. And when it was my turn to share, after some old timers had shared, I said, "Well, I've got a mental inventory. I know what I've done." And then I went on and tried to BS my way through with a bunch of guys that really knew their stuff about recovery. And then one fellow that because of anonymity, I'm not going to mention the name, but he was a fellow from the South, and he had a great drawl. And he said, and when after I got done thinking that I had BS'd everybody, um, this fellow looked across the table at me and he said, "Well, Brian, you sure have figured out a different way of doing it." Boy, I knew I was had right then and there. It still took me quite a long time to do it. But when I finally did do it, and did that fifth step, boy, oh boy, it was just terrific. The What's going on, I talk about, I'm a Brian McIntyre living in long-term recovery. And there's another guy that uses long-term recovery in his podcast, a fellow by the name of Tim Ryan, a friend of mine that is living out in California now, and I happened to catch his podcast, and he's done a great job on getting people into treatment, and he's got a foundation that he has, and man, this guy runs it. When he first started, he was talking in the high schools. He was going to people's houses. He was getting people, putting them in a car and driving them to treatment, and so he's and he states quite honestly and openly that the reason got into recovery and because he was imprisoned, and because he was talking about some of these prisoners and that sometimes we talk about that tail and getting value judged and all the issues going on right now about why is this group of people getting services and this people get, all this value judging stuff that goes on. And he pointed out something that he's really good at statistics. He's got a great memory. even though we're faced with the issues that we've got going on today with the virus thing, you can't imagine this, but this is an opportunity. There's more than 400 people a day that die in this country because of behavioral issues, over suicides. These are all things that the general public just doesn't pay attention to, and so I wanted to just talk about that a little bit as well. And so when I'm talking about that kind of stuff, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be neat that when all this stuff shakes out and we as citizens say, hey, wait a minute, we've appropriated all this money, we've done this, we've done that, we've done that. Hey, how about behavioral health institutions? You know, there's a gal, hold on one second. This is Brian at Two Rivers. I'll have to call you back. Anyway, so wouldn't it be a great opportunity to talk to our legislators, talk to each other about the behavioral health centers that are closed. There's several people walking around Ottawa right now that nobody wants to take responsibility for, and the homeless shelters can't do it. I mean, so it's pretty serious stuff. On a brighter note, though, I don't know if anybody has ever seen one of these things. It's called a Grapevine, and that's a publication, and they have some real interesting stories about recovery, but they also have some great humor items as well. So, it brings a little joy to my heart because I have a few of these around, and I get a chuckle because sometimes I identify with some of the craziest stuff that goes on in our lives. So the weather is great, Streeter. I think I'm going to be leaving pretty soon, as I've taken care of what I could do today on my own, and but I want to take an opportunity to just say, hey, we really are out here to do anything we can to help. If somebody's getting cabin fever beyond belief, give a call, and if you know you're not that person, you know somebody is, give me a call, 815-220-0299. And I just talked to a good friend of mine, and we had touch base. He called yesterday, and I had him on my list. I got like 25 things on my list to do this morning, and he was on the list. But then he called me, reminded me, so I checked that off the list because I'm a list guy. If I don't make a list, I can't remember it all. You know, so that's what I'm up to, and hopefully things are going to get better real soon. I'll pick up your attitudes, and by the way, I might have suggested people look on a Facebook page for the guy is Ross Jeffries is the right name for that fellow. He's got a unique perspective on the total overall of what's going on. You know, because yesterday, talk about the Radiant and the Daily Reflections, talk about the humanness. I got to a point yesterday where I was really angry. I was building resentment. I was ticked off at the Chinese government, and then I was ticked off at this one, that one. Next thing you know, I was ticked off at the governor, and then I was ticked off at the possibility that I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, because I realized, what am I doing? I can't do it. So I was ambling down the road. I promised somebody that I would be back in Ottawa real soon, and I got a shopping list, but I do have my mask. Oh, I got the mask figured out. You know, I was doing stuff downstairs, and I found one of these things, and all I got to do is do this. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Anyway, I can get it done though. So at least I know that. So thanks for listening, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow or maybe later today. So bye-bye now.